To quote George Lucas, if I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would track down every copy of that show and smash it. I think every single Star Wars fan has heard of the infamous holiday special. Me myself, I have only seen bits and pieces of it, but never watched it fully. Just couldn't. It is pretty bad. Still, this does not stop Lucasfilm and some creatives involved in Star Wars to draw inspiration from it at times, using the fact that it is so infamous. I must say I love the fact that Star Wars is capable of laughing about itself in such a manner. For example, the armband rifle that Mandalorian uses is based on the design of Boba Fett's rifle from the holiday special. Also, the mithril that Din Djarin captures at the very start of the series references Life Day, which is a holiday in the Star Wars universe. Life Day was the main plot point of the 1978 holiday special. It seems that once again we are getting a new piece of Star Wars media that references the holiday special. Though this time in a bigger way than ever before, since yesterday all Disney Plus users can watch a new short movie called LEGO Star Wars The Holiday Special. It was written by David Shane, who also wrote the Freemaker Adventures, that I enjoyed very much more than Star Wars Resistance actually. Both these shows were meant for a younger audience. The LEGO short, much like the Freemaker Adventures, plays around with the formula of Star Wars, exploring notions that could have never been explored in other forms of media. If you approach the whole thing with a grain of salt, treating it as a separate entity, a legend of sorts, then I think you might very well enjoy it, as a big fan of the franchise. I don't want to spoil the movie for anyone who has not seen it yet and wants to see it eventually, but suffice to say, you'll see all sorts of bizarre fan theories play out that you might have given some thought yourself at one point or another. Everything is put in a cool, unique perspective, twisting things around. If you enjoyed the World Between Worlds Rebels episode that was also quite bizarre, I think you might appreciate what the writer is doing here. In a goofier way though. Everything in this universe is connected, which in turn enforces the core themes of Star Wars and dialogue lines from The Empire Strikes Back, such as through the Force, things you will see, other places, the future, the past, old friends long gone. Which brings me to what I enjoyed the most about this movie. It was written in such a way as to show that everything that occurred in the Star Wars saga had to happen exactly the way it did. It was meant to be. Lucas was always very adamant about it. Anakin Skywalker needed to go through every single thing that he went through to bring back the balance. Many people, myself included, felt that Rey's story arc undermined the prophecy of the Chosen One. And it is true to an extent, let's be real. Still, hating it will not change anything. And I do love the fact and really appreciate it that some creatives choose to embrace all this and play around with their own narratives to make the story better in a grand scheme of things. This movie makes it pretty clear that if Vader never had a change of heart, Palpatine would go on to do unspeakable things, quite possibly condemning the galaxy to an eternity of tyranny. The way I choose to look at Rey in my head canon is that she was this final push that was needed to defeat the Emperor. And quite ironically, that push came from the Emperor himself. But Anakin was the one who has done most of the work, like 90% of it, and he was always the chosen one. Rey would never have been able to defeat Palpatine in Rise of Skywalker if it were not for Anakin and all the other Jedi. That's it for today, guys. Have a good one. Let me know if you've seen the movie and what you thought about it, and may the Force be with you always.